Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 4, which is entitled as Jnana Yoga, Sloka 20. Tyaktvā karma-phalāsaṅgaṁ nitya-tṛpto nirāśrayaḥ karmaṇy abhipravṛttopi naiva kiñcit karoti saha. In this session, we are going to pretty much summarize Sloka 18, 19 and 20, these three slokas. So for what we have seen or learned from these three slokas are to see the action in inaction and inaction in action. That is, karma in the form of jnana and jnana in the form of karma. It is certainly not possible to see jnana, that is knowledge, as we can see the karma, the action. So someone is doing something, I can see that. But can I see the knowledge? I cannot perceive, I cannot see that. So what it means by seeing karma to be jnana is to coming to the complete realization of seeing no differences between karma and jnana. That is realized, the karma, that is the realization that the karma to be jnana and the jnana to be karma. Now, couple of objections. Objection 1, why can't akarma means jnana yoga? Why it has to be understood as jnana? Well, reading through the previous slokas, gagana garmono gatihi, Krishna explained the karma, vikarma, akarma, and then finally he says, therefore understanding karma. Therefore when he ended this sloka, he says gagana garmono gatihi. He uses the term karma, not mentioning jnana yoga or anything. That confirms that the topic is based on karma. Now also in the 16th sloka of this chapter, tatte karma pravakshami yajñātvā mokṣyasi asubhat. There also he says karma pravakshami. It talks about karma. So in this way we can clearly understand that akarma is not jnana yoga. It talks about the jnana within the karma. Now, objection 2, seeing karma to be jnana, that is one thing to be something else, will cause a drishti vidhi, meaning it's a fault by itself. So how can we agree and understand this? So we also addressed this one in one of our previous sessions, but we'll revisit this. For example, in some school of thoughts, they teach that since Brahman is hard to see or understand, therefore consider oneself to be that Brahman and meditate on oneself. Or something which is easy and known for us, think on that and meditate on that. But in reality, these two will never be equal. Brahman, that is God, and Atma can never become equal, one. So in this manner, isn't it wrong to consider karma to be jnana? So that's how the question or objection has been raised. The answer is no, because the Brahman and Atma will remain separate all the time. So that example cannot be applied here. Whereas by this practice that Krishna is saying here, the Shastra says, karma takes the full form of jnana itself. Therefore, there is no drishti vidhi on this. Now that raises further questions for our discussion, understanding. What does it mean to say realizing the karma to be jnana? We've been talking about this for past few days here. So what does it really mean to say realizing karma to be jnana or see karma to be fully as jnana? Now, jnana has its greatness. When one attains that greatness through the karma, then it is said one has seen karma in the form of jnana without needing to go through the jnana yoga process. So the jnana that is mentioned here are that Atma is eternal, the soul is eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge. Due to some karma, it has taken this body and going through the pains and pleasures due to the karma. These pains and pleasure are not to the Atma, it is to the body. So this is the knowledge that one should have. So let's do a small meditation here to understand this whole thing. So please consider, close your eyes. Now consider external circle, a big circle and a dot in center of it. Now consider this bigger circle as karma, the actions, and the small dot in the center as jnana, the knowledge. The bigger circle is gross, which is thula, which can be seen, whereas the dot in the center is sushma. The jnana is the dot, sushma, which is hard to be seen or cannot be seen. This dot eventually needs to grow and grow gradually and overlaps the bigger circle. When it does, then the karma that we do now is fully seen as jnana. It is no more just karma. So, if this karma becomes jnana, then there must be something great about this jnana, because we are trying to replace karma with jnana. That means there should be something great about this jnana. Otherwise, why we want to replace karma with jnana? So what is the greatness of this jnana? What are we trying to do here? Why do we have to do this? Now, when we do any karma, it produces either papa or punya as the result of that particular action. And this is a constant happening program. Any action we do, it continuously produces papa or punya. Always. Whenever I earn this papa or punya, accumulate this papa or punya, then I am forced to enjoy the results, the sukha or dukkha. Sukha means pleasure and dukkha means pain of that. So these karma, the actions, are always leading one towards papa, punya, and resulting into sukha and dukkha, pain, pleasure and pain. Never lets us a life which is free of papa and punya, because we are constantly doing some karma, some actions, and this karma is going to certainly give us a papa or punya, and therefore we won't be free of this papa and punya. Since we are not free of papa and punya, then we are going through the sukha and dukkha. This is a never-ending, constant program. Of course, we can end it, but on this level, we understand it's a constant going program. So if I do a karma, and that karma doesn't put me into this papa punya program, by not putting me into papa punya program, then my mind will stop wandering. Since my mind is not wandering, then my senses are coming under the control. When the senses are under the control, I will not get attracted or attached to the external objects of the senses. Since I don't get attached to the sense objects, I will be free from mamatha, mine. Since I am free from mamata, when I don't get, or if I get the result, I do not get affected. Since I don't get affected, I'll be free from sukha and dukkha. So the question is how to get this. So how to get this one? Nice to hear, but how can we get there? So one has to do a karma which doesn't give a reaction, papa and punya. That's the answer. So we still have to perform the karma, but the karma should not produce a result of papa and punya. Well, is there any karma that it can satisfy this requirement? Is it even possible that one perform a karma and there is no reaction to it? Anything that we do when we speak, naturally we are killing so many unseen living entities. When we breathe in and breathe out, we are killing. When you're cleaning your house, we are killing. When we are cooking, we are killing entities. Even if it's a vegetarian food, doesn't matter. We are still killing. So we are boiling the water, we are killing. We are using the grinder or a food processor or a mixie, we are killing. There are many sins that one performs, papa activities. So how is it even possible to do a karma which does not produce a reaction? Now, if the indriyas and mind are not going behind the sense object, they have to be settled at one place, because we cannot let the indriyas, the senses and mind, by itself. Either they will get engaged on what we are saying, or they get engaged in what they wanted. Now, if the indriyas, the senses and mind are not going behind the sense objects, then it has to get settled on something. And when it gets settled on Atma, the self, what happens is the Atma jnana, the jnana of the Atma that we saw, gradually grows. And as the Atma jnana gradually grows, the karma fades equally, in parallel. In the beginning, the karma is seen greater, the bigger circle, right? Whereas the jnana is seen very small, tiny dot in the beginning. So that is because, why it is seen bigger, the karma is seen bigger, because one is always attached to the phalam, the fruits of their action. Therefore, the karma is in a bigger circle, and we give less importance to the Atma. Therefore, the Atma is a dot, or in some cases, it doesn't even exist. But when one is no more interested in the fruits of their action and doesn't want to enjoy the results of that action, that karma, then the interest has to be directed to the Atma, naturally. The interest has to go somewhere. One cannot live without any interest. Since I'm not interested in the fruits of my action, and I don't want to enjoy the fruits of my action, therefore my interest has to be directed to Atma. When one starts focusing on the Atma more, then that dot that we have within the bigger circle start growing gradually. And at the same time, since the results of the karma are not given attention, we're not paying any attention to or interested towards the results of the karma parallelly fades as the jnana grows. It's a parallel program. Karma fades, jnana grows. Namaste. Hare Krishna.